Back to school is here, and with all the cost of this time of year, you may be feeling the heat. Well, Premier Heating and Air is here to cool things down with great savings and rebates starting at $1,000 on a new heating and air system. Plus, you can choose from a free gift of a Wi-Fi thermostat, UV light, or a $100 Visa gift card. Also, Premier's $59 service call includes the first pound of Freon free. Visit PremierHeatingandAir.com and experience the Premier difference, a locally owned and operated company.
Welcome to the Coaches Show. I'm here with head coach and district athletic director of Dublin High School, Roger Holmes. Coach, we're heading into the first week of opening season. Scrimmage game last week. Heading into the first game, we're going to bring Swainsboro in here to the Shamrock Bowl. But before we get started, I'd like to take a minute and pay tribute to a legend, Stan Smith, who sat in this chair for many, many years, passed away this week, and he's one person that I'm dearly going to miss, and we're going to miss around Dublin football.
Stan was a good man, a great supporter. As you say, when I first got here, he ran this TV show for a long time. I told his son the other day, he kind of taught me a lot about Dublin, Georgia. He did a lot of our games over the years on TV 35 up there with Crayford Nelson.
Yep.
But just a tremendous person who cared about our youth in this community, and he served our community very well in a lot of community service roles. And it's a sad day for Dublin to lose Mr. Stan, but he'll still be watching games.
Right, he will, and he's one person who meant a lot to me, and a lot of folks out there in this community. And I think at this time we'll pay tribute. We'll have a moment of silence on there, and we'll be back with some Dublin football.
Matt Hatchett, representative for Lawrence County, is proud to support our local high schools, our East Orange Falcons, Trinity Crusaders, the Dublin High Fighting Irish, the West Orange Raiders. Matt Hatchett, representative for Lawrence County. Go team!
Mid-State Pools and Spas is Middle Georgia's most trusted pool builder. Whether it's in-ground or above, you can count on Mid-State Pools and Spas for all your pool needs, including outdoor furniture. From pool chairs to patio furniture, Mid-State Pools and Spas carries Telescope and Polly's Island. So call or come in today to Mid-State Pools and Spas. Now open Monday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 1.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $3,500.
Products you can count on, a name you can trust. That's Mid-State Tractor and Equipment.
Thanks, fellas.
Business in the front, party in the back. The all-new Kawasaki Ridge.
Summertime is the time to ride. Come into Shermont Honda Kawasaki CF Moto and see our full lineup of Kawasaki side-by-sides.
And we're back, Coach. We got the scrimmage game up under our belt, brought Hawkinsville back in here this year. Last year we went over there. A little undermanned team, I think. I think we probably knew that with them coming in here. But it was a good day, a good evening, I think, for you guys to figure out. As you said before, I'm not really sure who I want to plug in certain holes. I'm not sure how these guys are going to react without a coach 5 feet behind them on a practice field hollering at them. Are they going to be able to line up? Is my linebacker going to be able to call signals? Can they get out of the huddle offensively? How my quarterback's going to act? There were a lot of questions I know you guys had throughout the summer watching them, and you're not behind them 5 feet in their ear. They're out there by their lawn, and I think you got some questions answered.
Well, I was very pleased with how we performed in our opening night, as you would say. We had some issues. We had a couple of 2 or 3 times where kids weren't where they needed to be on the sideline. Special teams happened. You had to run somebody down. They weren't locked in like they needed to be. We were able to, from an offensive standpoint, I thought our offensive line, the 1s, 2s, and the 3s, performed pretty good for the first night out. Assignment-wise, we didn't bust a lot of assignments. Our running backs played well. We had a few what I would consider, we got by with a couple of illegal procedure penalties, guys leaning a little bit, anticipating the snap count.
Happens with your offense, though.
Got to clean that up. I thought the quarterback play, all 3 of them or 4 that played the other night, were steady in their command of the team, getting in and out of the huddle, getting the plays called, getting the formations right. A couple of little hiccups here or there, but that part was good. Defensively, we were concerned about getting lined up to all the different formations that Hawkinsville had, and we challenged our young men. For the most part, after the first couple of plays, our kids settled in, and we were where we needed to be, where we wanted them to be. Played with really good effort.
I thought so.
Ran to the ball, tackled well. Our conditioning seemed to be okay, but when you look at it now, the way that scrimmage went, the 1s only played half a game, but they had an 8-minute break in between 2 sessions in the first half and a 20-minute halftime.
And it was 81 degrees.
So you're not going to have
it wasn't 96
in the first game. So all in all, we got out of it pretty healthy. We had one young man that slightly sprained an ankle. We're not sure whether he'll be able to go this week or not, and if not, it'll be a factor for us. But I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want Swainsboro to be able to pick out who it was.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure they're monitoring this. But at the end of the day, a pretty good night.
Right. I thought J-Man, I thought Carcamo played a good, pretty game for you.
Both those young men,
Offensively.
they're alternating over there at that right wing back position, and both played very well. Both of them start for us on defense. So being able to give them a little bit of rest and not see drop-off in your offensive production was extremely good. I thought Dontavius Cannon at fullback had a really good night.
That kid can go.
Jaden McCray got in the end zone for us at fullback. He had a good solid night in his reps at fullback, along with Zion Mitchell. And then Trav Bostic, I think, had 4 touchdowns, one of those off of a blocked punt. He not only blocked the punt, he scooped and scored. When you talk about our kicking game, it was kind of hit or miss. We made some big plays in the kicking game, and then we had a gaff or 2. We missed a couple extra points, missed one, mishandled the snap on one, and one placement out of all the kickoffs was not really where we needed it to be. So at the end of the night, you know, I was proud because all of our every young man that really competed in the game, and some that were down the list played in the fourth quarter.
Well, you had 70 something kids. I think everybody played that night. I tell you, one kid that really got the stadium, the stands over there jumping and talking and hollering pretty good was the Lukey kid with 3 pretty good standout tackles on defense.
Lukey had a good night on defense, and he's one of those, he's in a backup role for us right now, but he's going to have to play, and he's going to have to play a lot of snaps. You know, you could call him a 1A and a 1B.
Right.
You know, he's going to play both sides of the football. He's continuing to get better. I think as his confidence improves, the better he's going to play. You know, sometimes you know, us as coaches are guilty of overcoaching.
Right.
Every single thing that our players do now, there are eyes on them, and we're trying to correct what they do. And sometimes you know, the kid doesn't understand that what he did was pretty doggone good, but we can still be a little better. You can play a little lower. And they've got, you know, as one of the old sayings goes, if you strive for perfection, you'll end up with excellence.
Right.
And that's
good quote.
One of the things that we're constantly trying to get our young men to understand. And Blake is one of those guys that he's playing pretty good. But if we can get just a few more things worked out, he's going to be hard to handle.
Right.
But defensively, secondary played pretty good. We missed 4 or 5 tackles the other night in open field. And that's an area that we've really got to hone in on and do a better job this week in practice.
Right. Well, the kids were upbeat. The kids were excited. We could all tell from the stands Friday night they were ready. And I think that's a tribute maybe from some of the practices. I've watched a bunch of practices this year. And it seems like it's kind of a different team. This team is really upbeat. They really get into the practice. They're excited. They're over there hooting and hollering. When somebody makes a good stick on the sideline or whatever, you know, it seems like they've bonded pretty well through the summer, Coach.
Well, I think you can only be good if you're tight knit.
Right.
You know, we talked to them. Another one of those old sayings, you know, if you got in a fight with somebody, would you rather them slap you with an open hand or hit you with a tight fist? Because the tighter you get, the more power you have as a football team. So, you know, that's kind of one of our things that you're only as good as your weakest link.
Right.
You know,
they seem to be coming together. It's just a different squad. You know, you got football teams that come through, you know, through your 24 years here, and every team's different. You know that. I know that, and I like to watch and kind of see how they mold together. And you know, this team's molding kind of early this year. So with that, Coach, I think we'll take a break, and we'll come back with information, and we'll talk about Swainsboro.
Sounds good.
Hi, I'm Tom Dominy. Here at Dublin & Nelson, we pride ourselves on providing the industry's highest quality products at the most competitive pricing. We are a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry, and we can answer your questions and help you get the parts and equipment you need. From mowing to Renee, we carry the plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products you need from the brands you trust. We also carry a great lineup of Milwaukee tools. At Dublin & Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment, doing things right, one customer at a time. If you have a question, or if you're looking for a hard-to-find part, give us a call. Our experts are ready to help. Order online, give us a call, or come by at 507 Airport Road in Dublin. We're committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day.
Friendly Gus is fuel good food. Whether you're grabbing a quick cup of coffee on your way to work or filling up for a big road trip, Friendly Gus will be there to make sure you have what you need. Check out our lineup of specials now. Any size iced tea for just $1.69. A 3-piece dark combo or 2-piece pork chop combo for $7.99. And with over 20 locations, a Friendly Gus store is always nearby. So stop by Friendly Gus today. And don't forget to shop Cochran Brothers Cash and Carry for all your bulk item needs. Come by today and see why Friendly Gus has been serving Middle Georgia for over 100 years.
Hello fans, Ben Knight for Farmer State Bank. Friday night football and Farmer State Bank. As easy as FSB. Dedication, hustle, trust, commitment, and teamwork. Giving our all every day, just as our local football teams do every Friday night. Join us at Farmer State Bank and support your local team. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since we were founded, the Houston Clinic has sought to provide the most advanced orthopedic services available to men, women, and children of all ages and all walks of life. And today, Dr. Gay and Dr. Richter continue the tradition of service in the Lawrence County communities. From our sports teams through every facet of this community, the Houston Clinic is not only proud to serve you, we deem it an honor. The Houston Clinic, 100 Medical Drive, Suite 400 in Dublin.
We're back, Coach, bringing Swainsboro Tigers in here, one of our oldest rivals probably, into the Shamrock Bowl Friday night. And like Jason Holcomb said, Swainsboro's going to be Swainsboro. You know, they may be a little different, but Swainsboro's going to be Swainsboro, and they're going to bring it to you in here to the Shamrock Bowl Friday night.
You know, I went back and I was looking at the Georgia Football Historian's website the other day, because y'all have heard me mention lots of times Dublin's oldest rival, the two oldest rivals, are Swainsboro and Dodge County.
Right, either one.
So then I went trying to clarify. Okay, well, Swainsboro High School, we have played Swainsboro High School more than we have played anybody else. We've played Dodge County the second most, but if Eastman High School, before they became, we played Eastman several times.
Right.
And you add Eastman and Dodge County together, we played them more than we have Swainsboro. So technically, Swainsboro High School is the oldest rival. I think the record is somewhere like 42 wins for Dublin, 26 wins for Swainsboro.
Coach has been over there about 9 years now.
Maybe a couple of ties. And, you know, since I've been in Dublin, we're a little bit on the upper end, but it's about as close to 50-50 as you can. I agree with Jason Holcomb. You know, when you line up to play Swainsboro, you know they're going to be athletic, they're going to have some size, they're going to have some physicality, and Scott Roberts, their head football coach, is one tremendous football coach.
He is.
And he's going to have them prepared. They're going to play well. They're going to be sound. And what little bit of information we have on them, knowing who graduated from last year, and we traded our scrimmage film with them. They didn't have a scrimmage in the spring. So there's really one film out there that you can see on them, and we got that film. And he may be hiding some stuff.
Not real sure.
Like we're hiding some stuff from him, you know. I mean, that's all part of the gamesmanship of a scrimmage game. There's things that you might have been working on all season, but they don't show up in that scrimmage
game, right?
So, you know, but I know that they have 4 young men that from our game last year that are returning on their defense. One of them is a number 54, a young man named Tarver. Tremendous athlete, defensive end, plays with a high motor, really runs well to the football. You know, I told y'all last night at the Booster Club meeting, another one's number 50. Okay, last name of Foskey. Well, two of the better football
We know that
players
name.
we had were from Adrian, Georgia, that played here, and the one that played for me was Chopper Foskey, which is right there on the Emmanuel County line. It wouldn't surprise me if it's not part of that family, and he's about 6'3", 225, about like Chopper.
Your Foskey genetics.
And play, and just tremendous. They've got a linebacker in there. It's a junior, number 9. He hasn't played this in the scrimmage the other night. Word is there's a little bit of a shoulder issue, but he's going to be there Friday night. You can't hide on that one, okay? He's going to be there, and he changes their defense because he is, without question, he's a Division I football player at about 6'4", looks to be about 230, and look for him to run the football a little bit. And then they've got a DB returning. So they've got a lot of new faces out there on defense, very similar to us. Offensively, they had a down year last year. They had to replace a group of offensive linemen that they'd had around there for about 3 years, and that group took them to that state championship game 2 years in a row.
Those 2 running backs and the DeMello Jones kid that's up there at Georgia now, that group, they had to replace those kids.
But about all of them are back this year.
Right.
And they're bigger and they're faster. And they took a big old left tackle they had. It is one grown man, about 6'5", about 330. They moved him from tackle, put him at guard. They've got a senior quarterback there that threw touchdowns, 2 touchdowns down here, really, when he was a freshman that beat us. He threw a couple of balls up to Jones, who went up and made plays, and he's still there. And when he's in the game, he likes to throw it around, and they do a good job of throwing the RPO game and that type stuff. And I think the number 1 guy that jumps out on you on the film wears number 15 for them. He's a starting DB, and they use him as a wildcat quarterback. They use him in the slot to throw him the ball and run the jet sweeps. He is a home run hitter,
do it all
type of guy. We certainly have to know where he is if we're going to have a good night on defense.
Right. What about their kicking game? We got anything on their kicking game? Whether we've only seen the scrimmage.
Well, we got to see obviously the scrimmage, and they didn't do any of it live. But I know 15's back there to return kickoffs, and I know the other young man that's back there. It seems to have a great deal of speed, so they scare you with that. Their extra point guy made all his extra points the other night. They did not kick off deep. Most of the kickoffs, I think the deepest kickoff went to about the 17-yard line. But again, do they have another guy? Because they've always kind of had a straight toe guy, and he could be that big linebacker, and he's liable to kick it through the back of the end zone.
Well, it's kind of like offensively. I think Swainsboro is probably not like they had been in years past. They've got a pretty decent quarterback that can scare you. They've always had a couple of running backs. I mean, that could just straight fly. Well,
it hadn't changed.
That's what always has scared us, is that they've not always had one, but they've usually had 2. You've had to kind of keep your eye on them, and it just seems like they're bringing basically the same kind of a group over here, just not proven yet.
Well, same deal. They're Coach Roberts, their head football coach, loves to throw the football. He wants to throw the football, and but the last couple of years, those 2 state championship games that they played in, so on and so forth, he told me, he said, Coach, we can get done what we need to get done running the football, and we just aren't quite the same with throwing. It's kind of like throw it. It sounds like somebody else.
It's kind of like Dublin. Dublin like to throw the ball. My gosh, we got Will Wallace sitting out there with all that height on him and speed that can catch the ball and run with the ball, and some other guys out there. We like to do the same thing and can if we need to.
Well, just take your pick. At the end of the day, we had someone ask at the Booster Club meeting last night, something along those lines. But in reality, play to your team's strengths. Continue to work on the things that aren't your greatest strength, and by the end of the year, by the playoff time, when game 11 gets here, if you're fortunate enough to make the playoffs, then you've got an opportunity that's just adds
Open
more
things
and
up.
more to what you do. And, you know, we're going to be a run football team first.
Absolutely.
That's what we are. And until you can do that well, it's hard to move on, because that's what we are going to hang our hat on is physical style of football play. And hopefully we don't turn the football over. We take care of it and play great defense and don't give up big plays in the kicking game. And that's really the recipe for trying to win football games at Dublin High School.
Coach, before we close out, it's been another good show. Let's talk about tickets, how folks maybe can get tickets, go fan or go to the board office, or if you want to speak a word on that.
You can purchase season tickets at the board office, although they told me they've been selling great, and there are not a lot of them left in that center section. So if you're planning on chair back seating or reserve seating in that center section, you better hustle.
Right.
The numbers of them are selling out very quickly, is my understanding. All tickets have to be purchased by GoFan. You have to purchase them on your electronic device. You can walk up to the ticket booth with that device, show your ticket, and off you go.
No cash.
No cash.
Getting into the game.
It's all handled through the GoFan, and that's for the single game ticket prices are $10, and I think GoFan has a $1 charge that they charge to get their part of it.
They do.
And again, that's one of the reasons why if you go do the season ticket, there are no surcharges, and you just walk up with your ticket.
Or join the Booster Club.
Join the Century Club. You get 2 season tickets for that.
Right.
You get information, or you get to attend the tailgating, and the food out there is always phenomenal. And you get to park right in front of the stadium in the reserve touchdown club area, and you get 2 tickets to the banquet at the end of the year. So it's kind of a no-brainer.
Right. If you want to join the touchdown club, get in touch with President Alton Culver, Kurt Hartwell, Lisa Daniels, those guys.
They might even call you. You might be able to hook them up.
They can call me. I can hook them up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Coach, again, it's been a great show. We'll close it out, and we'll come back next week with some highlights.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Natural gas all over town.
Get yourself a natural gas tankless water heater and save space.
And have endless hot water.
Natural gas is more efficient than electricity.
And it's lighter than air. When you install natural gas appliances,
you can get rebates up to $1,500.
The City of Dublin will finance you up to $10,000.
For 60 months at 0% interest.
Use natural gas for all your outdoor cooking.
It's a luxury. We're on call 24/7.
You'll call us and we'll be there.
Whether you're building a home or starting a business, City of Dublin Natural Gas has you covered. We serve commercial and residential gas all across town.
Yeah! Finish the drill with natural gas. Call your gas guys at 478-277-5048.
The weather's cooling down, football's in the air, and there's never been a better time to get a winning deal at Dublin Chevy GMC. Whether it's an EV or an HD, a GMC or a Chevrolet, with savings up to $10,000 off MSRP, now's the time to get a new Chevy or GMC truck. And if you're planning those fall trips to the ball game, come check out our full selection of family-sized SUVs. So while summer might be winding down in Middle Georgia, we're just cranking up the deals at Dublin Chevy GMC.
Hi, I'm Perry Williamson, and we've been baking here at Williamson's Bakery since 1927. In 1965, my grandfather, Merle Williamson, hung our name on this bakery. Ever since then, people have been stopping in for the Williamson's tradition. We invite you to do the same here at 1634 Veterans Boulevard, or catch us on Facebook, or just come get you some.